Good morning. Glad I got an opportunity to spend some time with you. Yesterday we were talking about neglecting our relationship with the Lord and how that would hurt us spiritually. But today we want to talk about neglecting family relationships or relationships with friends. We see a tragic series of events that happened in the life of King David in 2 Samuel chapter 13 and chapter 14 involving his son Absalom and what Absalom had done and how Absalom fled and stayed away from his father for several years. And finally, someone intervened and came, and Absalom was allowed to come back to Jerusalem. But his father, King David, said that he could come back, he could stay in his own house, but he could not come into the presence of the king, that David would not see his son. And the passage says in 2 Samuel chapter 14 that Absalom remained in Jerusalem for 2 years and he did not see his father. Now we think about this, the relationship, how that it had been neglected and ignored. And many times what people have said is time heals everything. Well, there are some things time does not heal, and many times it's relationships. And we need to understand when we neglect relationships, when we neglect to take the time to get relationships right, over time they get worse and they get further and further apart. Absalom rebelled against his father, and eventually Absalom was killed, and David mourned for the loss of his son. I wonder what had happened had David taken the time to sit down with his son and talk to his son. We need to learn from this lesson, and we need to realize that if we think that time's going to just make things better, we need to stop and understand that if we want relationships to be better, we will have to sit down, we're going to have to talk. And if we've wronged someone, we need to sit down and ask for forgiveness and get that relationship right. And if somebody has wronged us, we need to forgive them and allow that relationship to be repaired. Remember, do not neglect it. I've had too many people talk to me and said, I wished I'd taken the time to speak to them before they died. Make time for your family, make time for your friends. And if there's a rift, sit down and talk about it and get it right. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.